This is Chelsea Lovejoy doing National Registry static cardiology, and we're going to do the first rhythm and analysis. Here is the first rhythm.
So normal sinus rhythm is the rhythm identified, and any interventions you're going to do, it's going to depend on whether your patient is symptomatic or non-symptomatic from the rhythm. You're going to check a pulse and make sure, if you're in the code situation, check a pulse and make sure that it is not PEA. Rhythm number 2 is VFib. That is a shockable rhythm. Then per how your patient is presenting, you're going to follow ACLS algorithms, but first following BLS algorithms of giving your patient an airway, taking over bag mask ventilations, checking a pulse, and initiating CPR immediately while you're hooking up the patches and the paddles. You're going to shock as soon as you are able to, and do 2 minutes of CPR. During that 2 minutes, you are going to establish an IV and give your first round of epinephrine. And then second, you're going to check your rhythm after 2 minutes of CPR, give your patient an air. If no rhythm change, you're going to shock again, give your patient, or intubate your patient, and give another dose of epinephrine. And you're going to follow the ACLS algorithm until your patient's rhythm changes or you meet the criteria to call your patient. You can also, per the ACLS protocols, administer amiodarone or lidocaine in opposite cycles from your epinephrine in trying to change the rhythm of the heart. Strip number 3 is sinus bradycardia on the monitor. This one also, you're going to check your patient and see whether they are symptomatic or non-symptomatic. If they are symptomatic, you can administer 0.5 to 1 milligram of atropine. If they are not symptomatic, non-symptomatic, then you're just going to monitor them on the way to the hospital. If they show signs of shock, cardiogenic shock or anything, then you can also pace this patient to speed up the heart rate to a perfusing rhythm. Our fourth rhythm is VTAC. This rhythm, you are going to check a pulse and see if they have a pulse, if this is a perfusing VTAC. If it is not, then you're going to start CPR, and it is also a shockable rhythm, so start CPR until you have your defibrillator ready and hooked up to the patient. You're going to shock immediately and then do 2 minutes of uninterrupted, good quality CPR. During the first 2 minutes, you're going to establish your IV line and give your first dose of epinephrine. Check your rhythm, and then if it's still the same, you're going to shock at 200 joules. And then give your first dose of, or establish your advanced airway, and give your first dose of either amiodarone or lidocaine. Check your rhythm. If it's shockable, if it still is the same, no rhythm change, you're going to shock again and continue with epinephrine and either amiodarone or lidocaine.